So here's kind of a video to explain some common mistakes and problems we see with bleeds and whatnot. So what you're looking at here is a graphic we've created to show you some things to keep in mind. So um, the black and the green is all part of the finished piece. The green area we call the safe zone. So anything as far as text, logos, images, anything that's essential should be kept at least an eighth of an inch away from the cut lines. Again, because we can trim into this black area a little bit. So to be successful, we recommend keeping anything essential that far away. Anything that needs to bleed, again, needs to go beyond the cut line an eighth of an inch into what we call the bleed. So again, the cut line is this white line here between the black and the red. The red is the bleed area, so anything that needs to bleed on the card needs to extend an eighth of an inch beyond that into the bleed. So let's take a look at some examples. Again, if you saw the graphic and you said, ooh, I like that black border, don't design with a border. I've got a video that explains why. Please check it out. All right, so here's a design that looks great on screen, but is not going to turn out well in print. And there's a lot of problems with it. So number one, we've got this logo here that is too close to the cut lines. We've got a URL here that's too close to the cut lines. And then we've got this text here that is bordering or right on all three cut lines. So again, it looks good on screen, but when that's cut, it's not going to turn out well. And there's really no way to create a bleed that's going to look good with this. So here is an example of this design that is fixed. So we've got the logo away from the cut lines, we've got the text away from the cut lines, we've got the URL away from the cut lines. This little logo here, as long as the customer doesn't care where that is cut, if that can be off a little bit one way or another and it doesn't matter to the customer, then that's okay as is, as long as this extends into the bleed, which it does. If we take a look at the bleed, we've got the background going an eighth of an inch beyond, and then we've got, this logo going an eighth of an inch beyond. So here is another example with a picture. Again, don't use a border, so this picture is left a white border all the way around. Looks good on screen, it's not going to turn out well. So the border's been fixed, but on this one, a couple problems I see right away. The URL is way too close to the cut line there. And then if we actually look at the bleed, the image does not extend an eighth of an inch beyond there into the bleed, so that is not acceptable. This next one has been fixed, so we've got the URL away from this black cut line here, and then we've got the image extending an eighth of an inch beyond into the bleed, so that is good. When we export that to a PDF file, again, just to recap, we've got bad, don't use a border. Bad, we've got stuff too close to the cut lines. We've got good, so we've got logos and essential stuff moved away, and then non-essential stuff has the bleed and is good. Again, bad, don't use a border. Bad, the background image does not extend past the bleed, and the URL is too close to the cut lines. And so then we've got the fixed version of that with the background border extending into the bleed and the URL away from the cut line. That is our explanation. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know how we can help. And see our other videos about how to set up files with bleeds. Thanks.